This one's for the mothers who lost a child. This one's for the gypsies who left their hearts behind.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And this is for the strangers. They're still sleeping in my home. They take what they want and they leave while it's still dark. No one is glamorous, we're lonely all by themselves. This is a song for the unloved. This is the music for one last cry. This is a prayer that tomorrow will help me leave the past behind. It's a song for the unloved. This one's for the bridesmaid.
Human trafficking is a crime against humanity. It involves recruiting, transporting, transferring, harboring, and receiving people against their will for the purpose of exploiting them. Yearly, thousands of women, men, and children are caught by traffickers in their countries. In Canada alone, 60% of the street workers are Aboriginal women.
Having been in the child welfare system or foster care is the most common feature among Aboriginal street workers. Social welfare agencies pay less attention to people over the age of 14 who are chronic runaways, when in reality these are the girls most at risk of being sexually exploited. Aboriginal women are highly overrepresented in street prostitution. Approximately 52% of the prostitutes in the downtown east side in Vancouver and 70% of the prostitutes in Winnipeg are Aboriginal. Compare that to 3.8% of the general population.
I love the cameras.
So what's your name?
My real name is Barbara Allen. My nickname is Chili Bean. I'm from the Okanagan, Penticton. I've been here.
Oh, me too.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I grew up in Penticton in Summerland.
Well, I'm from Vernon, but
Oh, really?
my grandma's from
Oh,
Penticton.
wow, cool.
Yeah.
And I was born in Seven Arms, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm 48 years old.
How long have you lived in the downtown east side?
Here in the downtown east side, I believe 10 years.
Okay.
Yes, I live like right in the middle of Skid Row, right where all the hubbub is. Yeah.
And what brought you down here?
My friend asked me to house sit for her. Being from a small town Penticton, you don't know things about drugs and prostitution and everything. I was very close-minded, sheltered, with a religious family and upbringings like that. So she asked me to come house sit with her. I came here, found out that she was addicted to crack cocaine. She was a prostitute. She lied to me and said every time that she went out, she was doing a catering job and everything. And you know, I was an alcoholic then, so I was a drinker. One day I came into her room and she had this stupid thing in her mouth, and she was like, you know, all that. So that's how I came here, and I've been here ever since.
Why do you think so many prostitutes in the downtown east side are Aboriginal women?
I believe, well, can I relate to myself?
Yeah.
I was taken away from my real parents at a young age of 18 months old, put into a white foster home. Your typical sexually abusive foster family. I was abused by the men and the women at a very small age. So I was mad at the world, I was rebellious, spent a lot of time in juvenile jails, detention homes, group homes, foster homes. So I think I was rebellious. I was mad at the world. So the only crutch I had was alcohol and prostitution and drugs. I think that's because they have something hidden. They have something really tragic that happened. So as a I don't know, I get away from all the hurt and pain. This is what you turn to, unfortunately.
Were you in residential school or?
No, I was just in foster care.
Oh.
I'm not old enough for residential school, but I've been a sex trade worker for 14 years. I'm retired now because I'm trying to find a better life for myself. But I was working up on Kingsway, and I would say 75 to 80% of the girls were all Aboriginal. I'm on the board of directors at WISH. Do you know WISH?
No.
WISH is for women only in the sex trade, and 90% of our clientele at WISH are Aboriginal. It's really sad. With addictions, homelessness, poverty. Yeah, it's a really sad thing.
If you could say anything to any Aboriginal girls that are going towards that life, what would you say to them?
There's nothing glamorous about it. There's no glamour. There's no. It's totally degrading. It's not something I would wish on my worst enemy or my best friend. My best friend was not my best friend when she introduced me to prostitution and drugs. It's not nice at all. I mean, I've had bad dates. It's just don't go there. Like, just saying. Like, you know what, I do a tour of the downtown east side and all the resources, and the one tour I do is the reality of life down here. I take them through the alleys, and these are our practicum students that do practicum work here to get in a better field of work or whatever. But you know what, I'd like to do a tour of young girls, not just young girls at that age where they're very vulnerable and they could be susceptible to, say, someone older saying, you know, do this, do that. It would be awesome if I could do a tour of the downtown east side and the reality of the downtown east side, the drugs, the prostitution, the alleys. I mean, really show them what it's like, because it's not glamorous at all. There's nothing good about it. You know, that's what I would like to do. To detour them from maybe them or someone else coming down here, or just getting in that terrible lifestyle.
And what kind of support things are in place for street workers?
We have many, like I say, we have WISH, we have PACE, which is for men and women in the sex trade. Not so much here, but here in general, as being a woman in general, this is a good place for support. There's numerous women's groups, like the Healing Circle for First Nations women, where you can go and get major support. We have a healing circle here. The Aboriginal Front Door has a healing circle, a talking circle. I'm surprised that there's so so many resources down here for Aboriginal women, and I wish they would use it more.
What do you think, like, the average age is for an
Uh,
Aboriginal street worker?
The youngest I've seen is maybe 19 or 18, and it's really sad. I remember when we used to see girls up on Kingsway where I used to work, we used to see them really young. We would go call the map van, which is a van that, do you know the map van? Oh, the map van is a mobile access project through Wish, and it's a big van that goes around to all the places where girls work, and they give out condoms and rigs and clothes and food and tea or coffee, everything like that. And it's like a safety van for them. So if they have a bad date to report, or they just want to sit in the van and be comfortable and safe. Yeah. What was the question again?
What kind of support?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
the map van is a really good support system for women out on the street.
Yeah. Oh, have you noticed the change in the street work as since prostitution became illegal?
No, a lot of younger girls are coming out. A lot of girls from the outer, like Edmonton, Winnipeg, Calgary. There's a lot of girls coming from other cities here. So we see a lot of new girls, especially in the summertime. But as far as change since that new law came in, not really. It's more blatant, it's more out there.
Do you think it's safer now? Or
No, never. It never will be safer. It doesn't matter if there's red zone, it doesn't matter how many map vans they put out there or how many cop cars are out there. No, it's never safer. I mean, you could have a spotter, like I've had a spotter. My boyfriend was a spotter for me. Did that keep me safe? As soon as you get into that car, that's it. You're no longer safe. It doesn't matter what you do. You can have a spotter. It doesn't matter. You can take the license plate number down. That doesn't mean nothing. I mean, you're in there.
Yeah.
You know. But no, not safe.
Do you see many, like, Aboriginal men working as street workers?
No, not at all. I see the men helping the women, like, you know, spouses, boyfriends, pimps. But no.
Anything else? Any questions?
I think we asked everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very
That's
much.
Thank you.
keeps slamming. Now you're feeling more and more frustrated, and you're getting all kind of impatient. Waiting, we live and we learn to take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, and we find the reasons why. One step at a time. You believe and you doubt. You're confused and got it all figured out. Everything that you always wished for could be yours, should be yours, would be yours if they only knew. You wanna show the world, but no one knows your name yet. You're going anywhere and how you're gonna make it. You know you can if you get the chance. In your face, if the door keeps slamming. Now you're feeling more and more frustrated, and you're getting all kind of impatient. Waiting, we live and we learn to take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love.
Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9, The Bigger Picture. Could Canada be getting its first ever legal brothel? Well, one group of prostitutes hopes so. These unhappy hookers are challenging the world's oldest profession in court, hoping the law will allow them to take their sex trade inside legally. Our Daryl Kaneinenbelt investigates.
On the stroll
Hi, how you doing?
with one of Canada's veterans.
I love the job.
So
I like the work.
this is Valerie Scott.
Damn, he looked okay.
She's been a prostitute since the 70s.
You like having sex with
Strange
Strangers?
men? I have met so many wonderful men. They're your brothers, your fathers, your physician, the guy who owns the local grocery store. They're your bosses.
So give me an idea, Valerie, when you go to someone's house. So I call you, you come to my house.
That's the only way I can do it now that's quasi-legal.
And that's the problem.
We should have clean, safe houses where 2 or 3 or 4 of us can work together, and where we can hire a receptionist, pay income tax, things like that.
You want to operate it just like a business?
Yes, because that's what it is.
So would that equate to a whorehouse? Is that what that is?
Well, absolutely. I wouldn't put it in those terms, but I prefer the term brothel.
The best little whorehouse in Texas.
Hollywood's interpretation of the profession may be a bit of a stretch.
There's nothing dirty going on.
These gals, too, want to make their jobs safer. What does the Constitution say right now about prostitution laws?
It says nothing. It says absolutely nothing.
And they need this man's help, constitutional lawyer Alan Young.
I'm representing women who want the option to be able to work safely in a profession that is not currently prohibited by the government.
Young is heading a national court challenge of the prostitution laws.
When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back. Oh. Born to a throne, stronger than Rome, but violent prone, poor people's zone. But it's my home, all I have known, where I got grown. Streets we would roam, out of the darkness, I came the farthest, among the hardest survival. Learn from these streets, it can be bleak, accept no defeat, surrender, retreat. So we struggling, fighting to eat, and we wondering when we'll be free. So we patiently wait for that fateful day. It's not far away, but for now we say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes back. Oh, so many wars, settling scores, bringing us promises, leaving us poor. I heard
Again. These are some recruitment methods that traffickers use to lure girls into prostitution. Airports, traffickers go to airports to target young Native women straight off the plane, and act as nice as locals to lure boyfriends. Traffickers also pose as boyfriends and spoil them and seduce these young girls, eventually pulling them into the street work. This is the reason why some prostitutes call their pimps their boyfriends. Girls as recruits. Some girls who have been already pulled in sometimes go look for other young girls to pull them in and take some of their share to help pay off their own debts to the pimps and sugar daddies. Internet. Some girls are lured by guys on the internet who promise a better life in the big cities, and once they're away from their families and friends, they're trafficked into the sex trade. And hitchhiking. The Highway of Tears is a huge example of girls being lured in through hitchhiking. Girls get picked up and kidnapped and forced into the sex trade.
This one's for the mothers who lost a child. This one's for the gypsies who left their hearts behind. Oh yeah, yeah. And this is for the strangers that's still sleeping in my heart. They take what they want and they leave while it's still dark. No one is glamorous, we're lonely, all by themselves. Yeah. This is a song for you. This is the music for one last cry. This is a prayer that tomorrow will help me leave the past behind. It's a song for the unloved. This one's for the bridesmaid, never the bride, never the bride. This one's for the dreamers who lock their faith inside. It's for the widows. Oh, they think there's only one. For the dying.
We were aware that human trafficking and prostitution existed, but after doing all this research, we were not aware that it was to this extent. This topic has been put under the radar for so long. Ideally, society will pay more attention to this lifestyle and more prevention programs will be put in place.